What's going on YouTube? JT Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're going to be talking about World's Finest Teen Titans issue number 1. This one is written, of course, by Mark Waid. Once again, he's doing something a spin-off, much like he did to Batman Superman World's Finest. And the artist is Emanuela Lupacchino. If I mispronounced that, I apologize in advance. But this is, again, the original Teen Titans. That's right, before the Wolfman Perez run, we're going back old school. And it's kind of nice to see that, though. I feel like because the Wolfman Perez run is so iconic and everybody kind of knows it, like the roster beforehand doesn't really get as much love and attention. I feel like that's kind of a shame because it's like now everyone thinks the first Teen Titans are the new Teen Titans, if you will. Like I said, that run is iconic. Everybody loves it. I mean, most people love it, and it's iconic for a reason. It has some really memorable stories that have kind of stuck around for generations. But at the same time, it's like, what about the stuff that came before it? And she was like, oh, we try to ignore that. So it's nice to see like the original team get a bit of love, if you will. So do I think this is the best Titans book going on right now? Yes, within the first issue, I can say I think it's the best Titans-related thing we've had in a while. Is it as good as, say, World's Finest? No. Like Batman Superman World's Finest? I don't think so. I think there's some things that kind of hold it back, and I think it's the social media aspect that they try and integrate to it, because let's face it, when like if this is supposed to be like original Teen Titans, like social media wasn't necessarily around back then. But then again, if we're kind of placing it in the context of like the eras have kind of moved up, if you will. Like if this is, say, like 10 or so years ago, then I guess the social media aspect would kind of be a little bit more relevant, if you will. But I don't know. DC continuity is kind of really all over the place. So the social media stuff kind of took me out of it, because it just felt like, hey, hashtag this. And it was like, yeah, come on, guys. That's not necessarily a teenager's talk, but also at the same time, there's a reason for it in the story, and that's just that Roy Harper is trying to get some sort of parental attention, if you will, because Ollie's off doing other things. So again, it's the team. They're trying to stop a bunch of Satanists. You have Kid Flash in there, who's they call him Speedy. Then we have Roy Harper, Speeder. Again, this is like before Roy really goes off the deep end, and like Wally is, a lot younger this time around. They're stopping a cult. Aqualad and Wonder Girl, I guess, were an item at the time. Robin's there. You have Bumblebee. And then you have Donna Troy, who's coming in, and you have Aqualad and all that. They stop a bunch of people, and Roy Harper is always trying to record the whole situation and trying to get attention for it. And then you get to see like how Robin's just like, even at this time, like not everybody knows his identity, and he's trying to be quiet for Batman because Batman's really on his case, if you will. Like, I don't trust him. You get to see the different teens with their mentors. You see Wally and Barry, you see Donna and Diana, you see Roy, who thinks he's talking to Alia, but he's really just kind of on his own. You see Garth with Aquaman, you see Batman and like how he kind of is there on his own, and then of course Bumblebee with her mentor as well. And you get to see kind of the contrasting relationships that these characters have with their main heroes, if you will, since they're considered the sidekicks, like their mentors. And Batman, of course, is Batman. We know he doesn't trust anybody because, well, that's just Batman. He's just not a very trustworthy person. This is earlier on in their time frame before really everything kind of took off. So however many years ago this is, 10, 15, who even knows at this point? It's kind of like DC continuity is a little bit all over the place. We get to see Donna, who's really kind of excited to go off on her own, be in this new world, and that Dick is just kind of like, hey, you don't trust me? He's like, Batman's like, I don't trust these people. And Roy, of course, doesn't get any attention from Ollie, and he's just a bit showboating and flashy, and there creates some sort of conflict between all the different characters. Again, the social media aspect of it all with Roy is just he's out to be a bit annoying because he's trying to crave so much attention, if you will. He's showboating so much, but there is a story reason for it. Now, he's supposed to be kind of like this because he's trying to get attention from Ollie, who's off doing everything else but pay attention to him. Because again, we've seen storylines like this before with various kids, and their means to try and do anything to get attention from their parents who just aren't really there. So we get that in there, but it causes some tension between Dick and the rest of the team. Everyone else gives their identity. We're like, you won't tell us who you are, but Batman's like, absolutely not. You can't trust these people. And so, like I said, I'm sure by the end of it, Dick will reveal his identity of this current arc. And at the meantime, there's still a lot of tension with everything going on. So yeah, there's, like I said, some conflict going on between the different teams, and Ram kind of goes off on his own. And then there's this villain who shows up kind of mysteriously in the shadows and kind of blows people up. Have no idea who this is. I'm sure it's going to be some sort of less frequently used character that nobody's seen in very many years, much like how Mark Waid used the key in World's Finest and some other stuff. So I'm sure it'll turn out okay. But as it stands, it was kind of refreshing to get this roster of Titans and not be necessarily bogged down by all the stuff that's going on in the current timeline stuff. I like these throwback series that he's doing. I think World's Finest, Batman Superman World's Finest, has been stronger with each arc. Again, Roy was kind of like the person who kind of took me out of it, just constantly like, hashtag this, guys, hashtag that. And like when characters talk like that and things, it just really kind of gets annoying after a while. Again, I understand what he's trying to do with it because it's just a call for attention. If he can't get it from Ollie, he's going to try and find other means to get that. And there's still the tension between the teammates, but it is nice to kind of get the older Teen Titans. Like, as they say, the original team is back. So I like that aspect to it. I like these throwback series in general. I think the artwork looks really nice for the most part, very in tune with what we're getting, what we've gotten in, say, Batman Superman World's Finest. It's not the Dan Mora art style, but it feels relatively close to a lot of the stuff that he's kind of done with it for the most part. Like, not 100%, but it's close enough, relatively speaking. But it is a beautiful looking comic with the colors and just everything, the way it kind of pops on the page. You get the facial expressions from everyone. And I think, like I said, for the most part, this issue worked for me. I think it is the best Titans related book that we have going on right here. I don't think it's 100% a home run like Batman Superman World's Finest is, but it is a lot better than, at least it's a good Titans related comic. And to say that out loud is a sigh of relief, because it's been a really long time since I've said, hey, we have an actually like pretty good, for the most part, Teen Titans comic. Remember those days when we had good Teen Titans comics? I'm trying to remember them, like even like at its like, even at like say the Rebirth run, like at its best, like, you know, there's like maybe one or two pretty decent issues, but then like it was kind of hit or miss for the most part. But we haven't really had something that's really like worked in a very long time. So as it stands, I enjoyed this issue overall. Didn't think it was 100% a home run, but I still enjoyed it for the most part. It didn't really feel, there was nothing really objectively terrible about it, outside of just kind of like what they were doing with Roy. But again, I understand the story purpose for it, and it makes sense like why he's doing it. It just was kind of annoying to try and read this thing, but hey, I'm sure it'll turn around at some point. But anyways, if you read World's Finest Teen Titans issue number 1, let me know what you thought of it in the comment section down below. I'd be curious to hear everyone's thoughts on it, because like I said, this is actually like pretty decent Titans book, something that I don't say all that often with the way DC has written any related Titans content for the past couple of years. It's very rare to get anything good Titans, so when you can get it, you got to give it props. So anyways, if you have any thoughts on this particular issue, let me know in the comment section down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, hit that bell for notifications, all the other fun stuff. And as always, I will see you all in the next video. Be sure to come back tomorrow as we begin our journey through the next phase of week 3 of Night Terrors. I'm all caught up with week 2, and then I had to cover World's Finest, and that felt pretty good being caught up with this. So I think it was a little bit extra this week with this, and sorry there's a little bit of the delays. Like I said, I went to G-Fest and I did get some other stuff out of the way there, but I just was like kind of pushing off like sitting down, reading and covering all this stuff. But today I had time to. Tomorrow I'm hopefully going to be on a roll trying to get some of these stuff done with these Night Terrors things. At least get a couple done Tuesday, finish them off by Wednesday if I can. Because when there's like 6 videos to do, it just like some days I just can't get to them all at once. It's just not enough time of the day to sit down and read and really kind of digest it, if you will. So that's just the way it kind of is sometimes. But as long as I can be caught up before the next week, then I'll feel pretty good about myself. So, which we are. So thank goodness, all caught up just in time for tomorrow. So back to the grind. Thank you all so much for watching this. Really appreciate everything and everyone's support on the channel and all that. It means a lot. And I can't wait to talk about more stuff tomorrow. So I have no idea what's coming out at the time I'm recording this thing. I'll have to check when I'm done with this video, but it should be fun. So lots to look forward to. All right, well, that's all I have to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.